Hello everyone, welcome back to the watch list. Unfortunately, there isn't any easy chart for me to analyze, so we're going to play by ear and watch what's going to happen next. So some of key levels that you should look out for, some interesting counter that I'm looking at. So first, let's start with AEM. AEM, after touching the high of 530, it start to pull back, and then seems like it's going to consolidate during this, at this level at between 515 to 525. So if we consolidate at this range and then rebound back to test its resistance at 530 and break out from there, our target is at around 540, so which is not so far away. So hopefully a breakout can hit 540 or even higher at 560. So we're going to see what is going to happen. So the support that AEM should hold is above 511. UMS, it's a good sign. So hope that it can continue. So you can see that last week, UMS had managed to break above this downtrend line and close the week at the higher level. So going forward, if UMS can clear above 154, then we have a good chance to see UMS to continue higher. And let's do a measurement and see whether how far UMS can go. So if UMS really bullish, then we are going to look at target around 159 or even higher. I think previously I did some target around 160, so it's still thereabout. ISDN, unfortunately, it did not manage to hold above this trajectory line. It stays below and seems to be resisted by it. So ISDN has to do something. So what is it going to do in order to be bullish? So we are looking at ISDN to go into this resistance zone in order to be bullish. If ISDN fail to do so and retest this low, it is going to spell trouble as ISDN may continue to go down if it breaks below this level. So we're going to watch further and see what happens. The next counter is Franken. Let's spell this correctly. Franken. Okay, Franken, we are looking at it trying to turn a trend with this potential action. So what we want to see is that if it confirms changing its trend, it is likely to re-hit this high and break out from there. So here we can see an infancy of uptrend if it really can retest this high, which is around 212. Okay, so watch closely and see how Franken move going forward. Next, Yang Zijiang, we can see some consolidation over here. This counter really has to move back and test 137 resistance and break out from there in order to move higher, especially it has a gap to fill up here. So it has to fill up this gap and then go back towards this resistance at 144. Then SembCORPInd industry, we can see a range of trades over here. As it breaks out, then there's a chance for it to go higher. So 203 is the level for it to break. And then we are looking at 211 as the next target. ST Engineering is still trading at its major support level with the level to break convincingly is 380. So once it breaks convincingly above it, then we can see some recovery back to 395, 396 level. Okay, so let's see whether next week they can rebound successfully. Uni Asia, we see this counter has a potential chance to break out from this 137 high. If it breaks out with the volume spike out over here, then we are looking at more potential upside towards 144 or even higher at 152. Okay, now let's move on to the US side. We are looking at Tesla have a good recovery on Friday and form a hammer. So the previous hammer only bring Tesla back to 177. Now the prime reason is also because Elon Musk is still selling. So that's why Tesla cannot run too high. So maybe there's a chance next week that Tesla can rebound and retest a resistance over here at about 1,077. Okay. Then we have this applied material, which is consolidating right now. And we are looking at if applied material can retest this resistance at 158.33 or break out from there, then we can see the uptrend continuation. So you like to look at it as this manner where you realize that in historically how applied material moves, we are looking at, it moves up, consolidate, moves up, consolidate. Well, this is the longest consolidation you can find before it start to move up. So it may consolidate a while before it start to move up again. Okay, so these are the things that you can look out for a breakout. All right, a successful breakout for this applied material to go higher. So on the next breakout, if it's successful, this applied material has a target at around 173. Then we're looking at Microsoft going back to its resistance at 350 with a strong breakout last Friday. It may have the strength to continue move up there. Then NVIDIA, we are looking at it to break above this short-term downtrend line where going above 314 may suggest more upward movement for this counter to move back towards this resistance at 324. Meta platform seems to be stuck at its MA resistance, and the main culprit is also this 100-day MA, which has blocked this counter in 2 occasions. And this is where we will want to see whether it can retest this 100-day MA again. And once it breaks out from there, then we can see more upside towards the northern part where 383 was the major resistance thereabout. Then we are looking at this AMD as well. If we are looking at AMD, its resistance is at 147 and support at 134. So a slightly higher closing, but not convincing. So what we want to see how it move next week, to move up or move down. Okay, so moving down to 134 may lead to more downward action with the next support around this range. Okay, this range, so from 127 to 117, around there. Okay, so if we move back up and break above 147, then we can anticipate more movement towards this resistance at 153. Right, that's it for this week, the watch list. So before I end the video, just to follow up a little bit on Datadog. Last week we talked about Datadog, and it got a confirmation for the hammer, and it did move towards its resistance at 187, but unfortunately didn't manage to break up from there. So if you have profit, well, do remember to lock in your profit. Congratulations on this trade as well. Okay, so I will see you next week.